INFJs, known as the advocates or counselors in the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, are renowned for their deep empathy, idealism, and unique way of perceiving the world. As one of the rarest personality types, their experiences and perspectives often set them apart from others. This note explores 10 things that only true INFJs would understand, shedding light on their distinctive ways of thinking, feeling, and interacting with the world. The burden of high expectations. INFJs often set incredibly high standards for themselves and those around them. They strive for perfection in their personal and professional lives, and their idealistic nature means they rarely feel satisfied with anything less than their best. This relentless pursuit can be both motivating and exhausting, leading to self-imposed pressure that others might not fully grasp. I.N.F.J.'s desire to meet their own high expectations can cause them stress and self-doubt. They may place unrealistic demands on themselves and others, making it hard to accept imperfections. INFJs are driven by a quest for meaning and purpose in everything they do. They rarely engage in activities that feel shallow or unimportant, and they seek to understand the deeper significance behind their experiences. This search for meaning can lead them to pursue careers or relationships that align with their core values and ideals. INFJs often seek roles or activities that contribute to a greater good or align with their personal values. They may engage in profound existential reflections that others might find excessive or unnecessary. INFJs experience emotions with remarkable depth and intensity. Their feelings are often more profound than they appear on the surface, leading them to internalize and process emotions in ways that others might not fully comprehend. This emotional depth can be both a source of strength and a challenge. I.N.F.J.'s intense emotions can make them feel like they're on an emotional roller coaster, often misunderstood by others. They may carry the weight of their emotions privately, struggling to communicate their feelings effectively. The overwhelming sensitivity to others. One of the defining characteristics of INFJs is their exceptional sensitivity to the emotions and energy of those around them. This goes beyond simple empathy. INFJs have an almost intuitive ability to tune into the feelings of others, often sensing what's beneath the surface even when nothing is explicitly said. This heightened sensitivity allows them to provide deep emotional support, but it can also be overwhelming and draining, especially when they are surrounded by negativity or emotional turbulence. INFJs are natural empaths. They can often feel the emotional states of others as if they were their own. This intense emotional connection helps them understand people on a deeper level, making them excellent listeners and compassionate friends. However, this same gift can be burdensome when they become overly attuned to the pain, anger, or stress of others. It can be particularly challenging for them to navigate environments where people are upset or emotionally unbalanced because they absorb that energy. INFJs often take on the emotions of those around them, which can lead to emotional exhaustion. Without proper boundaries, they may find themselves emotionally drained after social interactions, even if they didn't actively engage in the conversation. Because of their ability to sense what others are feeling, INFJs often find themselves in a role where they are expected to provide emotional healing or comfort, even when they are struggling with their own emotional needs. While their sensitivity allows them to connect with people on a deep level, INFJs often struggle with setting emotional boundaries. They may find it difficult to separate their own feelings from the emotions of others, especially in intense or chaotic environments. This can lead to an emotional overload that may cause them to withdraw or become anxious. INFJs may have trouble saying no to people in emotional need because they feel such a strong responsibility to help. This can lead to them being emotionally overextended, taking on the problems of others while neglecting their own needs. When INFJs are around people who are stressed, angry, or depressed, they are likely to absorb these emotions, which can affect their mood and well-being. If they don't learn to establish emotional boundaries, they can become overwhelmed and emotionally fatigued. Needing time to recharge due to their heightened emotional sensitivity, INFJs often need time alone to recharge after social interactions. Even in positive environments, they can feel drained after being around others for an extended period because they are constantly absorbing emotional energy. This need for solitude is essential for INFJs to process their own emotions and restore their inner balance. After being around others, especially in emotionally charged situations, INFJs need time to reflect, decompress, and regain their emotional equilibrium. Without this time alone, they can become overwhelmed and may even experience burnout. Solitude allows INFJs to process the emotional information they've absorbed, analyze it, and let go of any negative energy. This time alone helps them return to their empathetic nature without becoming overburdened. While I.N.F.J.'s sensitivity to others is often seen as a strength, it can also leave them vulnerable. They are prone to feeling misunderstood or hurt when their efforts to connect with others go unrecognized or when their emotional support is taken for granted. Because they are so attuned to the emotions of others, they may also experience a heightened sense of disappointment when others don't reciprocate the same level of empathy. INFJs can be easily hurt by others' insensitivity or indifference, especially when they feel they've given emotional support without receiving any in return. This can lead to feelings of isolation or a sense that their emotional needs aren't being met. To protect themselves from emotional overwhelm, INFJs may sometimes detach or withdraw from others, appearing distant or aloof. This is often a defense mechanism to prevent further emotional exhaustion. The fear of being misunderstood for INFJs. The fear of being misunderstood is a profound and persistent concern. This fear stems from their deep-seated desire for authentic connection and their complex inner world, which can be difficult for others to fully comprehend. This pervasive worry influences many aspects of their lives, from their personal relationships to their professional interactions. Here's a closer look at why this fear is so significant and how it manifests in the lives of INFJs. INFJs possess a rich and intricate inner landscape characterized by their dominant introverted intuition, (NI), and auxiliary extroverted feeling, (FE). Their intuitive and feeling functions drive them to process information in highly nuanced ways. As a result, their thoughts and emotions can be deeply layered, making it challenging for others to fully grasp their perspectives. INFJs often think in complex patterns, connecting seemingly unrelated ideas and concepts to form a holistic understanding of their experiences. This depth of thought can be difficult for others to follow, leading to misunderstandings about their true intentions or feelings. Their feelings are often profound and multifaceted. While they may experience intense emotions, articulating these feelings in a way that others can understand can be challenging, contributing to the fear of being misunderstood. The desire for authentic connection at their core, INFJs crave genuine and meaningful relationships. They seek connections where they can be fully seen and understood for who they are. This desire for authenticity in relationships fuels their fear of being misunderstood, as they worry that others may only see superficial aspects of them rather than their true selves. INFJs yearn for relationships where they can share their true selves without the fear of judgment or misinterpretation. They are often deeply disappointed when their genuine efforts to connect are met with misunderstanding or superficial engagement. Their fear of being misunderstood often drives them to seek out people who are willing to engage on a deeper level. They may invest significant time and energy in relationships to ensure that they are understood and appreciated for their true selves. The fear of being misunderstood can significantly impact how INFJs communicate. They may overthink their words and actions, trying to ensure that their intentions are clear. This careful consideration can lead to excessive caution in their interactions, which may, paradoxically, make them seem distant or inaccessible to others. INFJs may spend a lot of time deliberating how to phrase their thoughts to avoid potential misunderstandings. This can lead to overly guarded or vague communication, which might prevent others from fully understanding their message. The tension between wanting to be open and the fear of being misunderstood can create internal conflict. INFJs may struggle with how much to share and how to express their thoughts and feelings in a way that feels both honest and safe. Being frequently misunderstood can take a toll on an INFJ's self-esteem. They may begin to question their own perceptions and worth, especially if they repeatedly encounter situations where their intentions are misinterpreted. This can lead to a cycle of self-doubt and increased anxiety about social interactions. Repeated misunderstandings can cause INFJs to question their ability to communicate effectively or their worth in relationships. This self-doubt can be exacerbated by their tendency to internalize negative feedback. The constant worry about being misunderstood can lead to social anxiety, making INFJs more hesitant to engage in new or unfamiliar situations where they fear they might not be properly understood. To manage their fear of being misunderstood, INFJs can benefit from developing strategies to enhance communication and build self-confidence. Recognizing and addressing their concerns proactively can help them navigate their relationships and interactions more effectively. INFJs can work on articulating their thoughts and feelings more clearly, ensuring that they express themselves in ways that are more likely to be understood. Practicing assertiveness and direct communication can help mitigate misunderstandings. Building relationships with people who show empathy and are willing to engage in deeper conversations can provide INFJs with the connection they seek. Embracing their unique qualities and recognizing their value, regardless of others' perceptions, can boost their self-esteem. Surface-level interactions rarely satisfy INFJs. They crave deep, meaningful relationships where they can connect on a profound level. They value quality over quantity in their friendships and seek connections that resonate with their inner values and aspirations. INFJs prioritize forming deep, intimate connections rather than having numerous superficial relationships. They seek relationships built on trust, loyalty, and mutual understanding. This duality can create a push and pull dynamic in their lives, where alone time can feel both like a sanctuary and a source of internal conflict. The need for solitude to recharge. At their core, INFJs are introverts, which means they naturally gain energy from spending time alone. After social interactions, even enjoyable ones, INFJs often need solitude to regain their energy. This need for downtime allows them to process the emotions and information they've absorbed during social encounters, which can often be overwhelming given their heightened sensitivity to the emotional states of others. Alone time offers a much-needed opportunity to decompress and sort through the emotions they've absorbed, making sense of what's theirs and what belongs to others. Time alone allows INFJs to reflect deeply, not only on their interactions with others but also on their own emotions and thoughts. This reflection period is crucial for their emotional and mental well-being, giving them the space to reset and prepare for future interactions. Solitude is often when INFJs are at their most creative. Creative problem solving. In solitude, INFJs can dive deep into their inner world, which often leads to creative breakthroughs or the resolution of complex emotional and intellectual problems. Visionary thinking. INFJs often have grand visions of the future, and their alone time is where these ideas take shape. Whether it's imagining a better world, developing plans for personal projects, or philosophizing about life, this time is when they do their most visionary thinking. The desire for meaningful connections. Despite their need for solitude, INFJs crave deep, meaningful connections with others. They don't enjoy small talk or superficial relationships, but they do desire closeness with people who understand them on a profound level. This creates an internal conflict. While they need alone time to recharge, they also yearn for relationships where they can fully express themselves and feel understood. INFJs often struggle to strike a balance between their need for solitude and their desire for connection. Too much alone time can lead to feelings of isolation and loneliness, while too much social interaction can leave them feeling emotionally drained and overwhelmed. INFJs are highly selective about the people they spend time with. They prefer quality over quantity in their relationships, seeking out individuals who can engage with them on a deep emotional and intellectual level. While INFJs cherish their alone time, they can also be prone to feelings of isolation. Because INFJs are so introspective and complex, they may feel like outsiders, even in social situations. Their tendency to withdraw into solitude can sometimes exacerbate this sense of loneliness, creating a cycle of isolation. INFJs often walk a fine line between enjoying solitude and feeling lonely. If they spend too much time alone without meaningful interaction, they may start to feel disconnected from the world, leading to feelings of alienation and sadness. INFJs often feel misunderstood, which can make them retreat further into their inner world. As a result, alone time can sometimes feel more like a refuge from the outside world than a healthy balance of self-care and socialization. The INFJ Paradox. Needing people, yet needing space. The INFJ paradox is that they are introverts who deeply care about people. This makes their relationship with alone time particularly complicated. When INFJs have too many social obligations or are around emotionally intense situations, they may experience emotional burnout. In these moments, they need to retreat into solitude to protect their mental and emotional health. Despite their introversion, INFJs long for emotional intimacy and connection. The challenge is that, after extended periods of alone time, they may feel an acute sense of loneliness or frustration with the lack of deep, meaningful relationships in their lives. For INFJs, learning to manage their relationship with alone time is key to maintaining their mental and emotional well-being. Too much isolation can lead to feelings of disconnection, while too much social interaction can cause burnout. Finding a balance that allows them to recharge while maintaining the relationships that matter to them is crucial. Knowing when to step back and take time for self-care, without feeling guilty for withdrawing, is essential for their emotional health. This prevents them from feeling overwhelmed by social obligations while ensuring that they get the solitude they need to recharge. The tendency to absorb others' emotions. This ability to empathize deeply can lead them to take on others' emotional burdens, which can be both a strength and a vulnerability. Emotional sponge, they often absorb and internalize others' feelings, which can lead to emotional fatigue. INFJs might take on the role of emotional support for others, sometimes at their own expense. Despite their empathetic nature, INFJs often feel like outsiders, even among those they are close to. Their unique perspective and deep thinking can make them feel different or disconnected from the mainstream. INFJs may feel like they don't quite fit in with the crowd, leading to a sense of being an outsider. Their perspective and experiences often set them apart from others, contributing to feelings of alienation. The continuous inner dialogue. INFJs have a constant inner dialogue that drives their thoughts and actions. This introspective nature means they are always processing and analyzing their experiences, thoughts, and emotions, often leading to self-discovery and personal growth. INFJs have a unique way of experiencing and interpreting the world that sets them apart from others. From their deep need for meaningful connections to their struggle with emotional intensity and self-doubt, these 10 aspects highlight what it means to be a true INFJ. Understanding these characteristics can provide insight into the complex inner world of INFJs and foster greater empathy and connection. Feel free to share your thoughts on these points in the comments below. Are there other things that only INFJs would understand? Let's discuss and explore these fascinating traits together.